Oh wow, it's 4:41 p.m. It is Sunday afternoon. It is September 8th, and I'm just amazed at how far along we've actually gotten through the year. It's just crazy. It's already the month of September. In a few months, it'll be Christmas, and then we'll be starting off with a new year. It's just crazy how time goes by fast. So I've been working on some special projects. I talk a lot about my work with the Swanson Manifesto. Now, I will say I'm not going to be adding so much relating to spiritual videos as much on the Swanson Manifesto projects. I'm mostly focusing on things like the newsletter, and of course, right now I am looking for work. Okay, I think I just made a few videos talking about my issue relating to my bloodline targeting and me, you know, picking up different projects. The project that I'm working on right now is a 4-part series based on autodidacts. I briefly mentioned it a few days ago, but I'm working more and more on this particular project. I'm doing some informational videos, okay, which I think are very important for me because I'm coming to understand, the deep-rooted problem relating to my targeting. And you might be a little bit surprised and taken aback by this picture that I used. This video is called Demonic Copycats. And I know that my name on YouTube has been, circulating around. My name never circulates, okay? But people talk around my issue, okay? And I had mentioned before then that I watch some YouTube videos when I get bored, and I have made a commitment to no longer watch them, okay? The reason why is because when I see these videos, I realize how brainwashed the brainwashing imprint has left its the brainwashing has left its imprint on individuals. And when I watch these videos from these people who are reading, what do you call it, doing readings for things that relate to me, I can start to see it. Now, some people will say, well, what are you talking about? Okay, I will say when I first got targeted, when I first realized I was getting targeted, not just in the workplace, not just in my community, but I realized this is something that spills out online. And I know that a lot of the readers on YouTube are covering my story. Okay, this goes to all the people who were involved in my bullying, the covert harassment. But, I really start looking at it, okay? I'm starting to look at it when it comes to terms of what is right, what is wrong, two-faced people, and you got these people that straddle the fence, okay? And I see a lot of fence straddlers on YouTube, okay? And at this point, I'm at a point right now where it's just like, you know what? I get tired of false support. I know that in this world, I feel like I've always been on my own, okay? And I mostly watched these YouTube videos mainly because I originally stumbled upon a YouTube video and I realized, oh my gosh, they're talking about me. So every once in a while, I would make a point to start watching them. But the reason I'm now committed to not watching them and also going to associate them with a lot of the problem is because this got started off by a particular person who came from a particular bloodline family who felt as though, because of his lineage, he felt as though his divine right to rule made it so that he could go above and beyond certain rules that are in place here in the United States. I am a victim of bloodline targeting. Now, I have already made my peace with the perpetrators, meaning like I understood and put things into perspective as to why he did what he did, how, and I also am somebody, because I have a spiritual calling. So I make it a point to understand the motives of a person, why they did it, and I will say that this particular person, and I think I'm right to say this, nobody can sit here and disagree that the actions of this person was built on and based on greed. Do I believe that he fully understood what was put in place by his ancestors when he decided to target me? Yes and no. He believed that, yes, he had royal lineage, and he also felt as though royal lineage means that you have something special than other people. This is what makes you royal, okay? So, I would say that he abused his power. Okay, he abused his power. The very fact that, the way that he targeted me, the very fact that he doesn't even uphold the same doctrines that he claims to support. Okay, and I had already mentioned before that how I view the Bible is I'm done with that. Okay, but I realized that what this person did was create a division. And he has also influenced certain people on YouTube when they do their readings. Okay, even though they may not be affiliated with this person anymore, they still somehow carry on that demonic demiurge just by talking about it. The very fact, okay, that they are subscribing. Now, this is not me being petty, but I have to really understand people's motives. And at this point, just like the Armageddon that occurred, how God was sorting people out, the situation pointing out, when it comes to me and allies, I don't deal with double agents. Okay, people who are subscribing to this main channel that sucks my work and post up my work, okay, and this is what these people are plugged into, and then they want to sit here and give readings based on my life, but continue to be subscribed to the channel that is basically the demiurge energy that was exploiting me in the first place, but yet will not subscribe to my channel. Why in the world would I want to listen to anybody like that? I know. I don't want to listen to this. Now, some of these readings are positive. You know, I would say that they're positive about me, but it's the very fact, okay, that when you deal with things like demonic infiltration, the hypocrisy that goes along with it. When you are a sincere person, your words, deeds, and actions are always in alignment. Okay, and so this is how I feel about the situation. Okay, and I also feel as though I'm right to be about that situation. Why in the world would I think it's okay for me to listen to somebody who is supporting the channel that has stolen from me, that has exploited from me, and yet I get no credit? And the reason why is because a lot of people on YouTube are literally running with my subject matter. Okay, and the people who took from me originally, I'm referring to the royal family, basically feel, okay, well, Maria, she can work a 9-to-5 job, as if that's not the issue. The point is that, you know, I am somebody who deserves to have some sort of social outlet. Okay, I'm never going to find a social outlet in my community. Okay, when you are a targeted individual, you do not have access to that anymore. You will never trust anybody that you come in contact with. The only thing I can do around people is be professional. That's it. So, you know, I would like to be able to participate in conversations that relate to the subjects that I bring up. And see, the problem with it is that I got scooped up into this situation that I didn't want to be part of in the first place. So yeah, you know, I'm making decisions. I'm making decisions for my own good. I refuse to allow people to sit here and exploit. But that's exploiting me. If you're one of those readers that's sitting here talking about me, but yet you don't show support about me, and some of these people talk about me as if they're supporters of me, but they're not subscribed to me. They're subscribing to the main person who started all of this, and you know what? That's not acceptable to me. Yeah, I draw that line, and I don't think that I'm being unreasonable by drawing that line. Just because I understand the system and how it works, okay? They want me to focus on going back to a regular job, which, you know, whatever. Okay, but the point is, I deserve to have conversations on YouTube. I deserve to have subscribers. I deserve to have a life online. Because I will tell you what, I will never have a life in my community. Okay, because people that I encounter, even online, okay, I'm wondering, are you still carrying that demonic energy? When I see people talking about me, okay, and they know good and well that you cannot have this double allegiance. It doesn't work. This is, and God feels the same way. This is one of the reasons why he took this person out. Okay, and I'm just saying. Okay, and it's not about, because I get absolutely nothing, no benefit whatsoever from having additional subscribers, other than me being able to have some sort of incentive to have my contest. But it's the fact that I cannot tell you how disgusted and disgusting I look at people right now. Hypocrisy. You know, and I'm like, I'm looking at people and I'm judging and I'm sizing them up and I'm spitting them out. That's how it is, okay? Because at this point, I lived through something that I look at is hellish. It's hellish to be targeted, bloodline, a victim of bloodline targeting. It's hellish to have to deal with that sort of stuff. It is hellish when you create work, okay, and it gets uploaded to somebody else's site and people are sitting here discussing it as if you don't fucking exist. Okay, and then sitting here trying to question my beliefs. You know, it's offensive on so many levels. And see, that's the part of it. The part of it is this was a Nazi experiment. So every time I see one of these YouTube, readers sitting here being a part of a Nazi plan. They are following the Nazi plan. They are part of it regardless. That's how I look at it. You know why? Because you're not subscribed to my channel. You're watching it straight off the Demiurge channel. And then you're talking about it. See, there's a lot of confusion and what do you call it, mixed stuff, and I'm done with mixed stuff. If you're not straight up with me, you're cast out. It's just the way it is. And I don't think I'm being fair. If you don't set up those kind of boundaries and those sort of standards for yourself, that becomes a problem. I deserve to have viewers. I deserve to be a participant in my own conversations. I deserve to do that. This is not about arrogance. It's about me being able to set a goal for myself, knowing good and well, when you're bloodline targeted, you can forget about having any sort of life. So I decided to have my life online. Okay, I will not have a life here in Bakersfield. I will always go to work and come home. If I end up getting a job, okay, because there's a lot of demonic people here who still they must still have some sort of lingering. I will tell you, if they didn't, I would have a job right now. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. So I have to look at things realistically. And you know, I will tell you, when you deal with this sort of thing, you will never trust anybody again. I wrote down some things that I feel are important for me to discuss in this video. I understand that Christianity is no longer using forceful tactics. And the fact is that there's a lot of people who supported this particular person in this royal family because of his name. Just because of his name. He came over here, crossed the line. This is the United States soil. Okay, we do not recognize so-called British sovereignty. No offense. No offense. We don't. I mean, that's the reason why this country was established. Okay, I have been terrorized all my life. All my life. Interrogated unnecessarily. They literally dragged me through the mud. Okay, so, and for reasons that they had no right to do. And a lot of people picked up on it. And I understand the kind of tactics that this particular family uses. A lot of these people were following orders, but I will tell you what, if you want to follow orders, this person's gone. First of all, this person's gone. And if you're going to sit, I would prefer you not do any readings about me at all. Okay, I would just drop the subject. Okay, move on. Okay, I'm trying to build my channel, and I'm done. I'm not going to listen to people who are sitting here talking about me, but they're not really supporting me. To me, you're supporting the Demiurge. Okay, and I have the right to make those standards, and I'm not being unreasonable. Okay, the Swan Song Manifesto is still in effect. I will be creating the 4th quarter Swan Song Manifesto that's going to be covering the months of October through December. I cannot believe I made 4 of them. I'm getting the messages that people have been looking at my my content. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing these because they are supporting the Demiurge channel. Did you hear what I said? You are supporting the Demiurge channel, but yet you sit here and do videos acting as if you support me. This is what I'm saying about people who do not understand how to have any sort of morals. They do not know what is right, and they do not know what's wrong. This is why it frustrates me so much, and they always fall below my standards. You fall below my standards when you do that sort of stuff. Meaning, like, you can say nice things about me, you can do all this sort of stuff about me, about this sort of stuff. But if you are sitting here doing, double dipping, like you're sitting here trying to act as if you're a supporter of me, but you're supporting the Demiurge channel, or directing my energy to the workforce, when I deserve to have a social life. I deserve to have a social life. I'm never going to have a social life in my community. Okay, it's never going to go. I have the right to have people to talk about the side of subjects I want to talk about. I have the right to do that sort of stuff, and it's not fair. Okay, but you know, the reason why they did this is because of the royal family. I know that the royal family felt as though I was not educated enough to be widespread. Okay, this is a part of their targeting and their bullying and their tactic to try to put me down. Okay, I am doing a video on autodidacts, which is people who are self-taught. Okay, and I'm also talking about, in this particular video, I'm making a 4-part series. Okay, I'm also talking about people who have who are autodidacts. Some of these people grew up and maybe went to school maybe a few months. Maybe they went to school and they started off in the system and finished high school, and then they decided to not go to college or start college or left college or whatever. Some of these people have contributed to literature, the literature that we read in the schools. Some of these people, such as I talk about Frank Lloyd Wright. He was an architect who is known for his exquisite architecture. He not only became an architecture, but he became a writer and an educator. Do you hear what I'm saying? So the things that we learn, so when people come up to me and talk about their PhD, their master's degree, it goes in one ear and out the other. Okay, they had this one YouTube reader who, because everybody knows that I'm a philosopher, they had this one YouTube reader who was reading, I don't know what it was. It was some sort of philosophy book from a college book, okay? And see, when I read, and I don't say there's nothing wrong with that, but I understand, see, that everything that the royal family was doing was they were creating some sort of competition that I don't care about. I really don't care about that. Okay, and honestly, because I'm somebody who grew up outside the system at a certain point, I have built my life on standing out because I am not a part of the system. My intellect is not a reflection of the system. So when they were doing this to me, I kept thinking, okay, you're sitting here talking about your bachelor's degree, your blah, 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 blah. We're the ones who created the information. We're the ones who are the examples of what is in your textbook in the first place. So none of that impresses me. But what it does, it makes me lose respect for the readers who get to participate in this sort of stuff and who try to compete against me, knowing the suffering that I had to go through. To me, they are no better than the same people who tried to hurt me in the first place. As a matter of fact, I would say that they're just as consumed with the demiurge energy as they are. That's the truth. Okay, so I know that there was an issue about, invoking. I teach invoking, and I also teach evoking. Some of my video lessons were talking about some people who may want to, tap into the deities that belong to their own ethnic background. I did do a video with that a few months ago. You'll notice that particular video is not on my channel. Now, the gods video is on my channel. But this one video about petitioning deities, I did not upload that video. You know why? Because I want to keep the peace. I wanted to keep the peace, okay? There's a lot of people who are conflicted with this whole issue about the royal family coming in here, targeting me illegally. I will tell you what ended up happening. The end result of what ended up happening should tell you who was on the right side and who was on the wrong side, okay? I did not have to control or do anything manipulative behind the scenes in order for this outcome to come about, okay? These people brought it on themselves, all right? That's all I'm saying. So when it comes to me, I know that the royal family, this particular person, was saying that his whole point is that his family bloodline is interconnected or somehow connected with the name of Jesus, okay? Now, some people have said that this particular prince was a clone of the actual, they used this Shroud of Turin to clone this particular individual, okay? Whatever, okay? But I will tell you, this particular individual, to me, may have not have been evil, but he was influenced by the evil, okay? His ancestors did something and unleashed a very negative, wicked energy by creating this whole cloning program, okay, and merging with certain forces to be able to do it. He himself was a clone, okay, and this is what caused the problem. And see, all of this stuff that I see with these people, the two-facedness, the brainwashing, all of this is just a form of demiurge energy and brainwashing that I choose not to see. So I made a decision. I'm tired of seeing things that shock my system. When I deal with the YouTube things, the readers and stuff like that, and when I'm sitting here looking at my channel, because I'm feeling like everything these people do, they try to deprive me of having some sort of decent life. It is not enough for me to go to work every day, go back and forth to work every day, and have absolutely no social life. I deserve some sort of outlet. I deserve to talk about intellectual things that stimulate my mind, okay? I deserve those sort of things, and I'm not going to get that in the workplace. I will get it to a certain degree if I'm able to do advertising or whatever. You know what I mean? I'll be able to have some sort of activity during the day, but I need other outlets. It is not fair for other people to block that. Okay, so I'm tired of dealing with that, and I'm tired of people thinking that they can, take from me. They take my subjects, they do all this stuff, they give me absolutely no credit, right? And so why should I listen to these readers that are basically supporting the demiurge? I'm done. Okay? So they also use the fact that, okay, I was targeted because of, obviously, my bloodline. Here, let me get something. targeted because of my bloodline. And I was targeted for very many years. I finally found out the main bully, the main covert bully that was going on, which created the problems when I was growing up in school. Okay? And I know that, I don't know why people thought that it was a good idea to punish me for these sort of reasons, right? But because of these people are very narrow-minded, and because they're people who get benefits from the university system, they decided to make it look as though I was a bad person, even though I was being chased out of their institutions from the get-go. And I want to be very clear about this. I'm making things clear. It is not that I sit here and focus on what this person did. I will tell you, these people did a lot to me. These people did a lot to me. A lot of abuse, a lot of, I mean, to me, it's just outright abuse. The very fact that you could sit here and, like, you know, allow my ex-boyfriend to have some sort of control or say over my career when he had no business being in there. The very fact that you can be set up in a fake family and then be mocked for it later. That is very sick, okay? But we were dealing with a system of people who felt as though they were of royal blood and that they could do no wrong. That's dangerous. And that's one of the reasons why the United States, when they set up, knew that that sort of mindset was dangerous. Okay? That's why we set up the United States. But see, these sort of groups or these sort of ideals get creeped in through what? Religion. Religion should have never played a part in government. Now, I'm trying to move on with my life, okay? And when I see these readers on YouTube, okay, talking about these sort of things, and they're still, to me, you're still doing the work of the demiurge. I don't have anything to hear. I don't want to hear it. So find another subject to talk about. It is that. It's just that way. I'm serious, and I'm saying this with all due respect. Okay, I'm not watching these videos anymore, but it's important for me to say. It's like, well, you know, if you're not supporting me, then don't talk about me. Okay, because to me, you're not doing anybody's work other than the demiurge. You're not supporting me. You're not doing anything. As a matter of fact, you are assisting these people by talking about the things that I bring up and giving me no credit. So right there, you're doing their work. Why should I listen to you? I shouldn't. So, you know, I'm for people who are free thinkers. I'm for people who have an open mind. I'm for people who want to better their lives, who are interested in bettering their life, and somebody who doesn't feel any sense of shame or feels comfortable in their own skin saying, you know what, I have the right to think outside the box. That's what I'm for, and this is what I stand for. Also, I know that this particular person who created this hate campaign against me, he thought of me as somebody who was rather nerdy. My father was a nerd. My father was a person who he actually wore a pocket protector in his shirt. Okay, he made sure his pins didn't leak in all his shirt. He was a nerd, and I guess maybe in some ways I started laughing a few nights ago. I was in my room. And I realized, okay, you know what, I am kind of nerdy. Meaning, like, you know, I'm nerdy. I'm somebody who appreciates the small things in life, okay? I get giddy and I'm happy over the smallest things in life. You know, it doesn't take a lot to make me happy. This is one of the reasons why people thought I was outright crazy when they found out that I was running and did not want to be a part of this particular group of people who were harassing me or targeting me. Because on the outside looking in, some people think, well, gosh, these are big names. Why don't you want? Because I had read a little bit about this stuff years ago, and I realized I'm not like that. Okay? I care about the simple stuff. Okay? I care about, you know, art. I care about creation. I care about, you know, being old-fashioned. This is who I am. And I'm completely content with this, and this is part of my life philosophy. But yeah, you know, I know that people have made fun of me, you know, for being who I am. And this was, but I noticed there's a lot of people who imitate and copy me. Okay? So I understand a lot of that was meant to try to discourage me from being who I am. I'm proud of who I am. I'm not saying I'm the best person in the world, but you know what? I wouldn't trade places with anyone else in this world. I'm very grateful to be who I am. Yes, I do listen to nerdy music. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to tell you about some of the most precious moments of my life was sitting in a shopping cart back in the 1970s, being strolled. Now, I will tell you, listening to like certain songs that would come on the intercom. Now, I would say that that's not the kind of music I would go out and buy and collect as an album, but it brings back memories. It brings back memories of me being innocent. It brings back memories of a happier time. It brings back memories of, you know, simplicity, dreams, hope. When you were a kid, you had hope. You know what I mean? And I remember at dinner time, we'd all get around, and I would hear the music on the radio, or I would hear that kind of music when we were shopping. That kind of shopping, I call it shopping music. Shopping bag music, elevator music, whatever. Those kind of songs. And I enjoy that sort of stuff because I'm sentimental. Okay, but see, I was targeted by people who have no idea what it means to be sentimental. Okay, when you're talking about people who have been cloned for generation after generation, they have absolutely no idea what sincerity means, fond memories mean, the preciousness of childhood, or anything like that. Okay, it's about power, 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 power. Who can I knock down next to feel good about myself? This is the kind of people they are. Like I said, I have let my feelings go about their abuse. I still do have flashbacks. I still have mental problems because of it. But I'm saying is, I also have to understand as a spiritual person, where does this come from? This comes from, number one, their belief in the divine right to rule as a royal family. Okay, but they also understand in their misconception as to what power really is. Power is more than just having it all or taking it all or abusing other people. Okay, to me, when it comes to power, when I think of world leaders or people who are supposed to set themselves up as an example, a leader, they have a responsibility to the people. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? You have a responsibility to the people. You're a leader of people. That's a huge responsibility. Okay, and I understand that. And I know that in order to lead people, I do not steal from people and I do not exploit people. Okay, this is the proper way of leader. This is a proper view of leadership. Okay, but I was targeted by people who felt as though they could take, and by them affirming their power is to sort of basically flaunt that into somebody's face. That's called greed. And when you unleash greed onto mankind and mix it with some sort of spiritual assistance like the demiurge, that shit could be felt for years and generations, which brings us to where we are right now. Yeah, I am doing a video to talk about the issue relating to college being a scam. Now, I know that I mentioned how I had stumbled upon this one video of this girl. She was reading a book about a philosopher, and I got the feeling, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with her doing that. But everybody knows I'm a philosopher. I do believe that she was maybe encouraged to do this as some way of discrediting me, okay? Some of these philosophers weren't even educated themselves. So like I said, I see a lot of these people who want to create some sort of competition. It's not about competition. Okay, I have the right to create a philosophy based on my experiences. And yes, it does anger me that, and the fact that it angers me, to me, it's like, okay, you're falling in line with the whole purpose of the experiment. The whole purpose of the experiment was Nazi-based. Okay, so you see a lot of black people participating in what this Nazi person put into place, talking about me doing my stuff, but giving me no credit, and it's coming from a black person. You see what I'm saying? So right now, I am basically separating bullshit. If I see insincerity on any level, okay, I pluck it out. It's bad enough I have to sit here and go to work or look for work and have to work, you know, but I also have a right to have a social life. I'm not going to ever have a social life in my community, unfortunately. When you're targeted, you forget it, okay? But I do need to have my own social life, and I am trying to increase my subscribers. I will not be dealing with people who have a double face. I can't deal with it. I know that a lot of the universities and colleges were benefiting from certain individuals are benefiting from the colleges and the universities, okay, which I had mentioned before, okay. Like I said, I have nothing against people who are in higher education. I understood, like, there was a time where I wanted to be a CPA. I did. There was a time where I wanted to be a CPA. I figured I was already in accounting. Why not just be a CPA, right? So in order to do that, you got to go to college, right? So no, I don't have anything. I understand. In order to get that, there is no other way around it. But I also see that there's a lot of things that are just a waste of time. So I am working on a video about education revision. Whether that gets taken seriously or not, who knows? Okay, but I know as an autodidact that there's a lot of things that I believe are a waste of time. I see people who go to college and they're dumb. I see people who go to college who don't know how to apply. certain things. When they come, when they're presented with these things in real life, it goes in one ear and out the other, or they forgot it, or they don't know how the information that they read applies to a certain situation. Okay, in this case, you wasted money, you wasted time, your education is meaningless, and this is my point. This is my point. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be talking about that. Also, I do get the feeling that my education experiment is being taken seriously. I do know that my information is uploaded on YouTube. I upload my videos on YouTube, and then it gets uploaded, snagged by somebody else, and they upload it on their channel. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. My point is that if you are subscribing to their channel and think that it's okay and act as if you're really supporting me, you're not. Okay, you're a two-faced person, and you are supporting the demiurge. Okay, if you're really truthful, you would subscribe to my channel. Do the right thing. Okay, but see, like I said, right now I'm sizing people up and making decisions. I'm making decisions as I go forward. You're either right in my eyes, or you're some sort of two-faced person that, to me, is no different than the same people who perpetrated me, who were perps in the first place. And that's just the way it has to be, because I'm tired of people being fake. I'm tired of dealing with phonies. And yes, when people talk about my situation, like there's somebody who was talking about my situation, and they understand, hey, I'm done with these certain people. They'll give readings about me saying this, but they don't realize that they're in that group. They're in that group just because they continually perpetrate the same action that this person put in place. By sitting here not subscribing to me, right? But yet talking about me, tell me exactly where you are on the side of the fence. This is the way it is. It has to be this way. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I am going to be uploading my Monday Merriment video, which is uploading right now, but it will not be released until around 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. The reason why is because we are at a voided course, right? And because I'm true to my belief system about things like the voided course and making sure that we're in the same proper aligning and all that stuff, I'm going to wait a little bit to post that video. Monday Merriment is something that I created to encourage people to keep going throughout the week, give them something to look forward to, and I want to continue doing that. Okay, I would ask that I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and support my efforts in talking about the Swan Song Manifesto. This is my last journey on Earth. I feel as though, I've made these journeys enough, and I think I've cracked a code on a lot of things that are very important. You know what I mean, that I feel are life enhancing. Now that I understand certain things relating to the other side of life, as well as the origins of people, you know what I mean, and I'm also got confirmation about religion, I feel so happy and content in my spiritual life. I can't tell you how complete I feel in my spiritual life. I feel complete. There's nothing but joy in my heart when it comes to that. So anyway, and subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I will be back with another video sometime later. Take care.